The World Cup is coming this summer to the US, Canada, and Mexico. But not everyone is happy about the US hosting part. In fact, fans, politicians, and even football officials are openly talking about a boycott. So let's jump into the controversy. Much of the backlash centers on US policy at home and abroad. Critics point to aggressive foreign policy, like the kidnapping of Venezuela's Maduro, threats of annexing Greenland, and sweeping tariffs. Trump has even threatened major tariffs on Canada and Mexico, the tournament's own co-hosts. At home, immigration enforcement has also drawn heavy criticism. At least 32 people died in federal custody last year. More than 68,000 people were arrested, and an overwhelming majority of them do not have criminal records. Multiple shooting incidents involving ICE agents, including the two widely covered killings of Rene Good and Alex Preddy in Minnesota, have further stirred global public opinion. All of that raises a simple question. Is the US actually a safe and welcoming place right now? Global travel restrictions imposed by the Trump administration add another layer. They affect countries like Senegal, Ivory Coast, Iran, and Haiti, all of which have teams qualified for this World Cup. Despite a clarification that World Cup ticket holders will be exempt, such policies, scenes of violent immigration enforcement, discriminatory rhetoric, and thousands of deportations have put off many football fans from planning a World Cup trip. The mind-boggling ticket prices aren't exactly encouraging them either. Now, the boycott calls are coming from different places. First, the fans. A Dutch petition urging a boycott has passed 150,000 signatures, signing US foreign policy and immigration practices. Football insiders and politicians have also joined these calls. Former FIFA governance official Mike Peace has publicly told fans to, quote, stay away from the US. Even ex-FIFA president Sepp Blatter has backed those concerns. Lawmakers in South Africa, Germany, the UK, and France have publicly discussed the idea of their national teams boycotting the tournament to send a political message of defiance to the White House. But here's the reality check. A real boycott would be massively disruptive to broadcasters, sponsors, host cities, and football federations worldwide. We saw similar calls over alleged migrant abuses during the last World Cup in Qatar, and still every team showed up. Additionally, given the proximity of FIFA's leadership to Washington, it would be unlikely for the US to be removed as a host or for a wide-ranging boycott to actually happen. But the cracks have already started to appear. One report suggests that up to 17,000 ticket holders have already cancelled their trips. Now, here's my 2 cents. Calls for boycotts, fans' outrage, politicians, and football officials' concerns are all very real. To say that the US doesn't look especially welcoming right now, or safe, is an understatement. Ticket prices alone are going to discourage many from making the trip. The World Cup has always been more than just a game, more than just an elite competition. It's a multicultural celebration that happens every 4 years, bringing people from all walks of life together, and a chance for the host to showcase their hospitality and love of the sport. Football is thought of as a sport for the working class, where status is determined by talent and spirit rather than by class, race, age, or beliefs. Last time a World Cup took place in the US, it was 1994, and the US has incessantly tried to develop its football since then and re-host this prestigious event. The 90s were perhaps better times, and the country's soft power and aura were a bit more effective. So while boycotting the US is more than justified, in truth, I doubt it will happen. And as a fan who has been watching the World Cup since 1998, those in charge of football must re-evaluate the direction and messages they are sending to fans worldwide. Because it's the people playing on street corners, watching in their living rooms, and saving up to go watch a game in the stadium with their families that have made the evolution of football, now the biggest sport in the world, even possible.